Kapitek, welcome po sa isa na namang review session para sa ating upcoming licensure examination for teachers. No, ako po si Sir Willie, ang inyo pong lead training para po sa ating PTEC Training Center. Muli po magandang araw at ang ating session number 30 ay focus po tayo sa mock test ng ating professional education, and this will be composed of 30 items, kaya stay tuned, makinig mabuti, and please take down notes as we go along habang dinidiscuss po natin ang mga details ng bawat items. So here we go. Okay, so once again, welcome po sa ating session number 30. Ito po ang ating PTEC Training Center Let Review Program. As I have mentioned, the professional education mock test tayo. This will be composed of 30 items. So ito po ay para sa mga aspiring na professional teachers as they hurdle po yung ating licensure examination for teachers this coming March 2026. Here we go. Let's start off with item number 1. Which of the following correctly describes philosophy? A. Philosophy is the study of scientific experiments and observations. B. Philosophy is the study of general and fundamental problems concerning existence, knowledge, truth, and values. C. Philosophy is focused on religious teachings and doctrines. Or letter D. Philosophy relies on historical and philosophical quotes. Go. Ang tamang sagot po sa ating mock test question number 1 ay it's letter B. Philosophy is the study of general and fundamental problems concerning existence, knowledge, truth, and values. Mga kapitek, tandaan nating mabuti that pag tayo po ay nagre-review dahil napakarami na po ng inyong mga napag-aralan at napakarami na ng inyong mga nabasa, we rely on the association of words para sa mga keywords po natin na tinatawag. So tatandaan natin na meron kang keyword na kailangan mo siyang i-associate dun sa primary word. Like say for example, philosophy, no? So it talks about existence, knowledge, truth, and values, no? Yan po yung ating point natin dito sa ating question number 1. Let's have question number 2. Which of the following are the major branches of philosophical inquiry? A. Sociology, anthropology, and political science. B. Metaphysics, epistemology, and ethics. C. Biology, chemistry, and physics. Or letter D. Economics, geography, and psychology. There you go. Our correct answer for question number 2 ay, tandaan natin yung keywords, philosophical inquiry. It talks about letter B. Tatlo po yan. We have metaphysics, we have epistemology, and we have ethics. Right? So, ito po yung mga kasama doon sa mga fundamental na mga branches, no, na binabanggit po natin. But in some other literature, nababanggitin po natin dito na these are metaphysics, no, epistemology, and of course, yung values, which is axiology, in which ethics is part of which, no? So pag sinabi natin na metaphysics, it talks about the investigation of the fundamental nature of existence, being, and the world, no? So nandyan po yung mga key words natin, just like the origin of the universe, no? The study of the being and the nature of time and causation. These are just some of the examples that will lead you to understanding ano nga ba yung tinatawag natin na metaphysics. Pangalawa, yung epistemology, it talks about knowledge. No? It talks about knowledge. It explores the nature, the scope, and the limits of human knowledge, and also it examines how we acquire knowledge, no? Through reason. Kaya nga nandyan po yung rationalism, nandyan po yung experience or empiricism or intuition and how to justify our beliefs, no? The third fundamental ay ito pong si axiology in general. No, we talk about the values. So we have reality for metaphysics, knowledge for epistemology, and axiology naman for values, in which ethics is one of the sub-branches, no? Ethics is one of the sub-branches. Ethics refers to the investigation of the moral principles, behavior, and the concepts of right and wrong. Pangalawa na subdivision po ng axiology ay yung tinatawag natin na aesthetics, no? Examining the nature of beauty, the art, and the taste, no? Yan po yung nature itong tinatawag natin na philosophical inquiry. Correct answer for question number 2 ay letter B, metaphysics, epistemology, and ethics. Let's have question number 3. The literal meaning of philosophy comes from the Greek word philosophia. What does it mean? A, the study of science. B, the search for happiness. C, the love of wisdom. Or D, the theory of knowledge. Go. Correct answer for number 3 ay, syempre alam natin 'to 'no, yung term na philosophy 'no. It's letter C, the love of wisdom. Divided into two words, we have philos and sophia 'no. Philos and sophia, love for of wisdom. Okay, that's question number 3. Let's move on to question number 4. Which statement reflects the purpose of philosophy? A. Philosophy focuses on theoretical ideas without practical value. B. Philosophy guides living by addressing basic and pervasive issues in life. C. Philosophy eliminates the need for logical reasoning. Or D. Philosophy provides final and absolute answers to all questions. Go. Correct answer for number 4 is, take note of the keywords here on the statement, no, reflecting the purpose of philosophy. Ano ba yung purpose nito? So, makikita natin by process of elimination. For the letter A, for example, meron siyang term na without practical value, automatically you strike that out, no? And then yung letter C naman, eliminates the need for logical reasoning, no? Eh, yan ang isa sa, kumbaga, lifeblood, no, nitong philosophy na pinag-uusapan natin, that it needs logical reasoning in order to come up with, no, yung mga logical conclusions, no? And for letter D naman, providing final and absolute answers to all questions, no? Hindi naman yun yung aim, right? So yung term na final and absolute, usually hindi yan natin binibigyan ng point dyan, in the sense that we continually evolve into the generation of ideas, no? Absolutism, somehow hindi naman ito yung directly related to the idea or the context of philosophy. So ano ba yung true purpose of philosophy? And the answer here is letter B, no? Philosophy guides living by addressing the basic and pervasive issues in life. Question number 4. Question number 5, sorry. A physicist develops a new theory based on repeated experiments. A philosopher then analyzes the assumptions behind the experimental method and questions its underlying concepts of causation and objectivity. What does this situation best illustrate about the relationship between science and philosophy? A. Philosophy replaces science when scientific theories become outdated. B. Science and philosophy operate independently without influencing each other. C. Philosophy examines scientific methods and assumptions, while science generates empirical knowledge. Or D. Science is subjective, while philosophy is objective in analyzing the truth. Go. All right. For question number 5, let's start to look into the answer. Ang tamang sagot po dito ay letter C. Philosophy examines scientific methods and assumptions while science generates empirical knowledge. Now, why is this although this is the yung accurate, no, the more accurate term that will describe, no, yung relationship between science and then philosophy. Let's go into the meaning of A, B, and D. Bakit ito yung hindi tamang sagot? Unang-una, philosophy, yung letter A, philosophy replaces science when scientific theories become outdated. No? So definitely, you cannot totally replace, no, yung scientific yung science per se in terms of yung scientific theories because it will always involve the different procedures related to how science come up, no, or how science are being used in the process of generating theories. All right. For letter B naman, operate independently without influencing each other. No. The reason why they are interrelated, it's because of letter C, no? That philosophy examines scientific methods and assumptions in terms of how to generate the most logical assumption with the result of the scientific method, no? While science generates yung tinatawag po natin na empirical knowledge, no? So yung letter B na yan nagiging mali dahil ang tama ay ang letter C, no? And science is subjective while philosophy is objective in analyzing the truth. It's the other way around. Kaya for number 5, our correct answer here is letter C. Let's move on to item number 6. Historically, science was once known as natural philosophy, and thinkers like Galileo and Newton were deeply engaged in both philosophical reflection and scientific investigation. What relational insight can be drawn from this historical development? A. Science emerged by completely rejecting the philosophical reasoning. B. Philosophy and science share common roots but later developed distinct methods. Letter C. Philosophy became irrelevant after science adopted experimentation. Or letter D. Scientific progress eliminated the need for philosophical inquiry. Go. Correct answer for item number 6 I letter B, no? So ano ba yung relational insight, no, between the development na nabanggit in terms of science being known as natural philosophy before, and from the word itself, kaya nga meron tayong natural history, we have the natural philosophy, for example, because it originated, no? Nag-umpisa yan sa philosophical thinking bago ipinanganak yung idea of the scientific method, no? So, ano yung historical meaning nitong relationship ng dalawa? Clearly, it's letter B. Philosophy and science share common roots but later developed distinct methods. All right? They share common roots primarily because it started with philosophical understanding. Okay? Nag-umpisa yan sa logical reasoning bago yan gumamit ng mga scientific method na siya ngayon nagiging lifeblood ng field of sciences. So, however, hindi naman totally nawala yung mga yung mga generation of assumptions gamit yung mga philosophical principles. Alright? Yan po yung meaning natin. Yeah. For number 6, correct answer is letter B. Let's have question number 7. A scientist formulates hypotheses and tests them through observation and experimentation to explain natural phenomena. Meanwhile, a philosopher reflects on the meaning, value, and broader implications of those scientific theories for human life. How does this comparison best explain their interdependence? A. Science focuses only on subjective truths while philosophy focuses on objective data. B. Philosophy guides and critiques science while science provides empirical findings that influence philosophical thought. Letter C. Science determines moral values while philosophy measures experimental results. Or letter D. Philosophy depends entirely on scientific discoveries and cannot function independently. Correct answer for item number 7 ay, there you go. Ang sagot natin dyan ay letter B. Yes, no? Kagaya ng naunang item kanina that distinguishes or describes, no, the interdependence between philosophy and science. Yung philosophy guides and critiques science, no, while the science provides empirical findings. Nabanggit natin itong empirical findings na ito that influence the philosophical thought. Okay? So, kung ano yung empirical data na nakuha from a particular experimentation, it is where science generates yung kanyang mga uh, yung kanyang mga generalizations, all right? However, in terms of how these generalizations be applied, no, in terms of the implications, in terms of the meaning of this, the results, no, from the scientific investigations, that will be on the aspect or on the context of philosophy. No? Kaya makikita natin yung interdependence nitong dalawa. So philosophy at the same time guides and critiques science, while the science provides naman empirical findings that influence philosophical thought. Okay, let's go into question number 8. A teacher views education as the deliberate transmission of knowledge. A school in school. No? While another educator believes education includes all life experiences from birth to death. How are these two views best related? Okay, so yung point natin dyan, makikita natin, no? Teacher views education as a deliberate transmission of knowledge, no, in school, while another educator believes education includes all life experiences from birth to death. How are these two views best related? A, the first reflects the wider meaning, while the second reflects the narrower meaning. B, the first represents institutional instruction, while the second represents lifelong total development. C, both views describe education strictly as classroom instruction. Or letter D, both views reject the idea that education shapes behavior. Correct answer for number 8 is clearly, makikita natin yung relationship ng dalawang yan. The answer here is letter B. The first actually represents the institutional instruction, while the second represents lifelong total development. It's very obvious to know, no, na pag sinabi natin transmission of knowledge in school, it is actually representing the institutional instruction from the basic education to yung higher level na education or whatever may that be in terms of a controlled curriculum in instruction, for example. Ang tawag natin dito is the idea that education can be described as a deliberate transmission of knowledge, no, in school. As you can see, the shape of the different curricula that they've been following, no? Kumbaga, in every curriculum, for example, ay makikita natin na it's being boxed into how it is. No? So in order to maintain a certain kind of standard, no? And that is institutional instruction. However, yung second description niya, education includes all life experiences from birth to death, representing the lifelong total development of the individual. So whether or not the individual was able to attend, no, yung school setting, nagkakaroon pa rin siya, no, yung kanyang learning outside of the curriculum, for example. And that includes all life experiences niya from birth to death. So ito yung nagtuturo sa kanya ng iba't ibang mga konteksto, ng iba't ibang mga learnings na pwede niyang makuha out of those different experiences. And that is the stipulation or representing yung lifelong total development of education. Okay, let's move on to question number 9. The Latin root educere means to lead out, while the Sanskrit term shase, implies, right, a discipline and control. What does comparing these roots reveal about the concept of education? A, education is about controlling student behavior. B, education is related to acquiring academic knowledge. C, education involves both drawing out inner potential and guiding behavior through discipline. Or letter D, education recognizes cultural and linguistic influences. Go. The correct answer for item number 9 is educere. Did I pronounce it right? To lead out, no? And then yung Sanskrit term na what's that? Shase, no? Implies discipline and control. So makikita natin yung dalawang yan, no? So leading out and discipline and control. So obviously the answer here is letter C. Education involves both drawing out inner potential and guiding behavior through discipline. The text, the STEM actually leads you towards the identification of the correct answer. you have to do is to pick out ano ba yung mga keywords in the stem of the question that would lead you towards identifying the best possible or the correct answer among all the four choices. For number 9, it's letter C. We move on to item number 10. John Dewey describes education as a means of social continuity, while Mahatma Gandhi defines it as the all-around growing out of the best in body, mind, and spirit. What is the best relational understanding of these definitions? A. Dewey focuses on individual growth, while Gandhi focuses on spiritual training. B. Dewey emphasizes social function, while Gandhi emphasizes holistic personal development, both highlighting complementary purposes of education. Letter C. Both definitions emphasize that education is about school instruction. Letter D. Gandhi's definition contradicts Dewey's idea of social continuity. Go. Okay, correct answer here for question number 10 is, so comparing Dewey and Mahatma Gandhi's idea, it's letter B. Now, Dewey emphasizes social function, while Gandhi emphasizes holistic personal development, both highlighting complementary purposes of education. You've learned the different backgrounds, no? Historical backgrounds and educational backgrounds between John Dewey and that of the Mahatma Gandhi principle. Makikita natin dito na yung social continuity, no? Yan yung pinaka-meat, no, ng description ng education according to Dewey. And on the other hand, si Mahatma Gandhi specifies that it's all about the all around individuality, no, of one person in terms of body, mind, and the spirit. So makikita natin yung keywords na yan. Sabi ko nga kanina, you will be able to get the keywords from the stem and relate it into the best possible options in among the four choices. And in here, for number 10, ang tamang sagot ay letter B. Moving on to item 11. Okay. Once again, mga kapitek, pagka first time mo pa lang dito sa ating channel ay pwede mo po itong i-share at para nang sa ganun ay mas marami pa po tayong ma-reach at makita po kung ano po yung mga ibinibida nitong si PTech na training center. Okay, so we're specializing in terms of the provision po ng review program for both the national assessment for school heads or the NASH, and at the same time, those who are taking up the licensure examination for teachers. Okay, moving on to question 11. In its technical sense, education is the deliberate transmission of society's accumulated knowledge. In its broader sense, it includes all experiences that shape an individual's personality. How do these two meanings relate? A, the technical sense contradicts the broader sense. B, the broader meaning excludes structured instruction. Letter C, the technical sense is a structured component within the broader lifelong developmental process. Or letter D, both meanings recognize the role of society in education. Go. All right. The correct answer here is for question number 11, ang tamang sagot po natin diyan ay letter C. The technical sense is a structured component within the broader lifelong developmental process. So makikita natin yung comparison niya, no? In the very technical sense, transmission siya ng society's accumulated knowledge. That's right. But in a broader sense, it also emphasizes, no, that these are the experiences that shape an individual's personality. Whatever yung kanyang mga accumulated knowledge na yan, definitely magkakaroon ito ng impact sa individual personality ng tao, right? So makikita natin yung comparison or relationship ng dalawang yan. And so the correct answer here is letter C. Question 12. Okay, Socrates believed education is drawing out latent ideas, while J. Adams defined education as a conscious process where one personality influences another to modify development. What relationship exists between these two views? Tingnan natin kay Socrates and kay J. Adams. Socrates emphasizes internal development while Adams highlights interpersonal influence, both describing interconnected dimensions of growth. B. Adams rejects the idea of inner potential. C. Socrates believed education depends entirely on external authority. Or letter D. Both philosophers define education as mere information transfer. Go. Okay, so makikita natin yung comparison na yan. It's actually pointing out no to the idea that yung ating the correct answer here hindi natin ilagay no, it's letter A, right? Socrates emphasizes internal development while Adams highlights interpersonal influence, both describing interconnected dimensions of growth. Yan. So that's for question number 12. Correct answer is letter A. Moving on to item number 13. A public school implements a community-based learning program where students conduct local environmental research, present policy recommendations to barangay officials, and reflect on how their actions contribute to social change. Which interpretation best synthesizes Spencer's view of education as a dynamic and sociological process with the 21st century pillars of education? A, the program focuses on academic knowledge acquisition. B, the program reflects education as reconstruction of social experience while promoting learning to know, do, and live together. C, the program emphasizes education as an important step into vocational preparation. Or letter D, the program emphasizes discipline over social responsibility. Go. Correct answer for item number 13 is, yan. Okay. It's letter B. No? The program reflects education as reconstruction of social experience while promoting learning to know, do, and live together. This is Spencer's view of education. Take note of that. Gusto nating emphasize yan in terms of the different sociological, no? Sociological and of course yung philosophical views of education. Nabanggit natin yan in one of the many discussions already that we've had. So, binabanggit natin dito yung 21st century pillars of education. Ano yung mga ito? Learning to know, learning to do, learning to live together. Alright? So, yan po ang tamang sagot for item number 13. Moving forward to item number 14. A teacher designs instruction that integrates psychological assessment of learners' interests, collaborative group work, and real-world problem solving using digital platforms and media resources. How does this practice extend the traditional bipolar view of John Adams into contemporary multipolar framework? A. It highlights the teacher's role in shaping learning through the provision of varied instructional strategies. B. It expands education beyond teacher-student interaction by integrating environment, technology, and social forces in the learning process. Or letter C. It reduces education to technological dependence. D. It focuses on individual adjustment with social context. Go. Correct answer for number 14 is letter. Keyword natin dyan ay, of course, yung bipolar and that of the traditional bipolar to that of the multipolar framework. So, ano ba yung gusto natin na i-emphasize dyan? Gusto natin ipakita na yung education no, is letter B, ang tamang sagot, no? Already expands in terms of that student-teacher interaction by way of integrating environment, particularly technology and social forces in the learning process. So makikita natin yung multipolar framework na kung saan there are already a lot of factors that could contribute in terms of the development ng isang individual. Hindi lang siya bipolar view, pero naging multipolar na yung framework po ng education natin. Lalo na ngayon, para sa inyo ng mga future teachers, no? It's also a kind of reflection as to how you would like to frame your philosophy of teaching later on, no? Because you are now considering the development of individuals who are already well equipped in terms of the utilization of technology. In the years to come, magkakaroon talaga ng radical shift yan. Nag-umpisa na ito. Yung tinatawag natin na radical shift. Nagkaroon na siya ng invasive na influence yung ating mga technological advancement. It has already influenced many aspects of our society, and right now it is already expanding into the education corridor. So how are we going to react? How are you going to react? So the view on the multipolar framework is very real now in this particular question. Number 15 tayo. A curriculum reform shifts from memorization of facts to inquiry-based learning, values formation, life skills, and reflective thinking, emphasizing that information must lead to wisdom and creativity. Which conclusion best integrates Spencer's idea that education is not mere information with the pillar learning to be? A. Education should prioritize examination performance due to its high validity index. B. Education should transmit maximum information efficiently. C. Education should cultivate holistic personal development beyond cognitive accumulation. Or letter D. Education should focus on emotional and moral development. Go. Correct answer for number 15 ay, ano ba tamang sagot dyan? Letter C. Yan. Education should cultivate holistic personal development beyond cognitive accumulation. Yan kasi yung meaning ng learning to be. Right? So yung development ng isang individual is not only focused on yung kanyang cognitive development. Okay? It should be holistic. No? Nandyan kang cognitive, nandyan kang affective, nandyan kang psychomotor. No? It should be the total development of an individual. Lalong-lalo na po ngayon that we are heavily influenced by technology. You have to remember, future teachers, that your idea of education is now heavily influenced by the technological advancement. Now, we translate that into how you are going to how are you going to view yourself being a teacher in a 21st century classroom with 21st century learners? Okay, so makikita natin yung comparison dito, no? Makikita natin yung comparison. All right? So in question number 15, correct answer is letter C. We move on to item number 16. I hope you're still okay. So makinig lang po tayo at mag-take down notes lang tayo. All right, the school adopts a policy that blends scientific research-based teaching strategies with creative arts integration, emphasizing both measurable outcomes and aesthetic growth. Which synthesis best reflects Spencer's view of education as both science and art? A. Education must choose between objectivity and creativity. B. Education relies on experimentation and data analysis. C. Education systematically studies learning processes while artistically molding character and personality. Letter D. Education is purely theoretical and somehow related to practice. Go. For item number 16, the correct answer here is it's letter C. Yeah. Education systematically studies learning processes while artistically molding character and personality. Holistic view of education pa rin yan, no? It's a combination of science and art, no? Meaning, makikita natin dito that it's not only about developing the cognitive, kagaya ng nabanggit natin under question number 15, but at the same time, the other aspects of human development, no? Yan po yung Spencer's view of education being a science and at the same time an art. Question number 16, correct answer, letter C. Question number 17. In response to global conflicts and rising intolerance, a curriculum committee integrates intercultural dialogue, ethical reasoning, self-awareness training, and collaborative service learning projects. Which statement best extends Spencer's characteristics of education into a global 21st century context aligned with UNESCO's Learning to Live Together? A, education should primarily focus on national competitiveness. B, education must discipline students to conform strictly to authority. C, education should promote lifelong, socially responsible adjustment that fosters global cooperation and human unity. For letter D, education should concentrate on vocational efficiency alone. Go. All right. For question number 17, our answer here is letter. Obvious naman, ano? Kasi mahaba, no? Not necessarily, no? But it should be letter C, no? Education should promote lifelong, socially responsible adjustment that fosters global cooperation and human unity. So makikita natin dyan yung mga keywords natin like learning to live together. Learning to live together. Kagaya kanina, learning to be. Ngayon naman ay learning to live together. Ano yung keyword dyan? Fostering global cooperation and human unity. Ano? Human unity. Ayan. Napaka basic lang naman, no? Yung understanding natin in terms of fostering global cooperation. Okay? So sana ay masaya ang mundo, no? Makikita natin 'yan as a result of what's happening right now. So, learning to live together. Are we adhering to that principle? Are we failing in terms of educating the global citizens in terms of how they have to learn to live together without boundaries, without distinction of race, nationality? Yan, mga ganong mga factors. And that's how education should be. In the 21st century context, that's how education should be, to promote lifelong, socially responsible individuals, okay, that would become agents into global cooperation and unity of the human race. Okay, napakaganda, no? Question 18 tayo. Question 18. We're down to the last 13 items, 30 items po ito na professional education. In primitive societies, children were trained to use bows and arrows and to participate in simple economic activities such as hunting and gathering. Which characteristics of education during primitive times are evident in this situation? 1. Education was directly related to survival needs. 2. Education was simple and informal in method. 3. In education emphasized abstract theoretical knowledge. 4. Education was closely connected to social and economic life. A, 1 and 2, B, 1, 2, 4, C, 2 and 3, D, 1, 3, and 4. Go. Okay, for item number 18, I hope that you can get it right dahil napaka-importante nitong understanding na ito sa ating competency. So ano ba ang sagot sa item number 18? It's letter B. Yes, 1, 2, and 4. Nabanggit natin dyan, ano yung premise ng statement natin? Primitive societies. So, alin dyan yung kasama in the primitive societies? So, 1, 2, and 4. I-highlight lang natin yung number 3. Bakit yan ang hindi kasama? Because, sabi niya dyan, education emphasize abstract theoretical knowledge. Primitive society yan. Fight for survival, di ba? Okay, hunting, gathering food, no? Protecting their clans, no? Yan yung kanilang mga yun yung kanilang goal, no? Yan yung kanilang ultimate goals. They're not after the titles. That's a primitive society, no? Ngayon lang naman tayo naging very uh, uh, conscious, no, sa mga titles that no, we are holding in the society. But in the primitive societies, wala yan, ano? Emphasizing on abstract theoretical knowledge is not part of their educational goals. Okay? Item number 19. In Sparta, the educational system was designed to produce disciplined soldiers devoted to the state, which features best describe the nature of Spartan education. Education served the interests of a militaristic state. 2. Individual freedom was subordinate to state goals. 3. Education promoted unrestricted personal autonomy. 4. Physical training was highly emphasized. A, 1 and 2. B, 1, 2, 4. C, 2 and 3 or D, 1, 3, and 4? Go. Correct answer for number 19 is Spartan yan eh. No? Pag sinabi natin na Sparta, ibig sabihin nito, it's about discipline. Yan. If we may relate one key word for Spartan education, it's all about discipline. No? Nationalistic. No? Ayan, yung mga keywords natin na pwedeng ikabit no, dito kay Spartan education. Because of the nature of the society no, of Sparta. Ayan yung nature ng society niya. Kaya ano ba yung need ng society na yan? Kaya nga tinitignan nila yung education as number one. The interest of the militaristic state is the primary goal. Okay? Nandyan din yung individual freedom was subordinate to state goals. Yan. So hindi ka pwedeng manguna doon sa autonomy, kaya nga hindi kasama dyan yung item number 3. Education promoted unrestricted personal autonomy. Hindi po pwede yan. No? Talagang very strict yung implementation ng kanilang yung goal nila is as to how to achieve and maintain yung kanilang status as a militaristic state. All right? For question number 19, correct answer is 1, 2, and 4. Number 20. In totalitarian states such as Nazi Germany, before ito, no, and fascist Italy in the early times, no, there was this time in the history, no, education was used to impose a single ideology on citizens, which statements reflect the characteristics of education in a totalitarian system. 1. Curriculum reflects the ruling political ideology. 2. Individuals are discouraged from questioning authority. 3. Education promotes pluralism and free inquiry. 4. The state determines the aims and content of education. A, 1 and 2. B, 1, 2, 4. C, 2 and 3, or D, 1, 3, and 4. Go. Correct answer for item number 20 is okay, totalitarian state. We're talking about totalitarian state. Ang tamang sagot diyan ay 1, 2, and 4. Ayan. So, curriculum reflects the ruling political ideology. Individuals are discouraged from questioning authority. No sa kanila yan. Free inquiry is, yan. Hindi po pwede sa kanila yan. Promoting pluralism and free inquiry is not part of it because totalitarian nga yung state nila. No? So, it's actually the state determining the aims and the content of the education. Kaya it's 1, 2, and 4. Tandaan nyo mabuti yan kasi very critical itong development ng ating mga curriculum and the different nature of educational goals na nakita throughout the history. For item number 20, correct answer is letter B. We go to item 21. Several philosophers such as Rousseau, Pestalozzi, Kant, and Gandhi emphasized the development of the individual's innate potential. Which ideas support the individual aim of education? Individual aim of education. 1. Education develops innate powers and self-realization. 2. Each learner is unique and requires personal growth. 3. The state should dominate the individual's development. Or 4. Education should promote harmonious development of body, mind, and spirit. A, 1, 2, 4. B, 1 and 3. C, 2 and 4. Or D, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go. Okay. Rousseau, Pestalozzi, Kant, and Gandhi. In the development of the individual's innate potential. Correct answer for item number 21 is, yeah, no, tamang sagot. A, 1, 2, and 4. Okay, una, pag sinabi nating idea nitong mga philosophers na yan, ni Rousseau, Pestalozzi, ni Kant, at saka ni Gandhi, education develops innate powers and self-realization. Individualism. Ano pa? Each learner is unique and requires personal growth. And of course, yung number 4, education should promote harmonious development of body, mind, and the spirit. So, ini-strike out natin yung item 3 because the state should dominate the individual's development. No, it should be the innate development of potential. No? More than the external, it should be the innate individual or the development of the individual's innate potential ang primary goal dito. Alright? Question number 22. Moving further, malapit na po tayo. John Dewey and other social thinkers argued that education must prepare individuals for democratic participation and social reconstruction. Which statements represent the broader social aims of education? 1. Education prepares individuals for responsible citizenship. 2. Education contributes to social reconstruction and national development. 3. Education exists solely for personal gain and competition. 4. Education transmits cultural heritage to future generations. A1 and 2, B1, 2, 4, C2 and 3, D1, 3, and 4. Go. Correct answer for number 22 is, okay, paulit-ulit na babanggit itong mga famous names natin, kagaya ni John Dewey, no, and those social thinkers. No? Education must prepare individuals for democratic participation and social reconstruction, being a potent member of the society that can contribute to its social reconstruction. So, alin dyan ang hindi kasama? Alin dyan ang kasama? So, letter B, 1, 2, and 4, they're all included except for number 3, education, kasi sabi ng number 3, education exists solely for personal gain and competition. It was not specified. Rather, the thought is contrary to the idea of democratic participation. Question number 22, correct answer is letter B. Moving on to item number 23. A school requires that all learning activities be designed around the belief that human beings are created with a divine purpose and that education should develop learners in accordance with that belief. At the same time, the curriculum integrates moral education and reflection on ethical conduct. Which combination of philosophical branches best explains the foundation of this educational program? A. Metaphysics and epistemology because knowledge and curriculum determine instruction. B. Metaphysics and axiology because beliefs about reality influence the values taught in the education. Or letter C. Epistemology and logic because reasoning determines the meaning of knowledge. Go. Yeah. Correct answer for item number 23 is letter B. Yan. Metaphysics and axiology because beliefs about reality influence the values taught in the education. You have to take note that yung three branches, na philosophical branches na pinag-uusapan nga natin is that metaphysics, no, epistemology, and axiology. It is three different branches. Axiology can be subdivided into ethics and aesthetics, no, by the way. So, ang pinaka-tama na explanation dito ay ang letter B, that metaphysics and axiology because beliefs about reality influence the values taught in education. Okay? That's for number 23. Correct answer, letter B. Moving on to item number 24. A science teacher emphasizes experimentation, observation, and verification as the primary ways of acquiring knowledge, while discouraging reliance on authority or tradition in determining truth. Which philosophical relationship best explains the teacher's instructional approach? A. Epistemology guiding teaching methods through assumptions about valid sources of knowledge. B. Metaphysics determining the existence of physical objects in scientific inquiry. C. Axiology determining moral standards in scientific discovery. Or D. Aesthetics determining appreciation of the scientific theories. Go. Correct answer for number 24 is, yan, letter A, epistemology guiding teaching methods through assumptions about the valid sources of knowledge. All right? So that's for number 24. Moving on to item number 25. A teacher believes that students should be taught to appreciate cultural art, develop moral responsibility, and evaluate what is good, right, and beautiful in society. Which philosophical branch primarily guides this educational focus and why? Okay, so yung mga keywords natin, appreciation of cultural art, develop moral responsibility, and evaluate what is good, right, and beautiful in the society. Alin yan? A, metaphysics ba yan? Because reality determines the nature of culture. B, epistemology because knowledge determines artistic creativity. C, axiology because education addresses both moral and aesthetic values. Or D, logic because reasoning determines artistic expression. Go. Okay. Evaluating what is good and right. Ang tamang sagot ay pagpipilian mo lang dyan yung mga different. Yan. Letter C. No? Axiology because education addresses both moral and aesthetic values. No? Metaphysics ay reality. Epistemology is knowledge. Axiology is referring to the values development. Okay? Bangkita natin po yan kanina. Tingnan natin item number 26. We're down to the last 5 items. No? A curriculum committee debates whether human behavior is determined by external forces such as genetics and environment, or whether individuals possess free will to make choices. Their decision will influence how responsibility and discipline are taught in schools. Which philosophical issue is most directly related to this debate and why? Epistemology, physics, axiology, or aesthetics? Correct answer for number 26I. Ang tamang sagot po for number 26 is letter B. Okay? Tignan natin yung konteksto ng ating tanong. Curriculum committee debating whether human behavior is determined by external forces such as genetics and environment, or whether individuals possess free will to make their choices. No? Their decision will influence how responsibility and discipline are taught in schools. So anong pinag-uusapan natin dito? Reality, right? Metaphysics because it examines the nature of reality and human freedom as it is. So tingnan lang natin yung konteksto niya. Huwag mawawala doon sa tatlong very basic na discipline na pinabanggit natin. Metaphysics is reality. Epistemology is about knowledge and whether it's right or wrong, values, examination, ethical judgment, that will be axiology. In this particular context, yung item number 26, yung STEM niya, ang tinutukoy po niyan ay letter B, metaphysics. Item number 27. A teacher designs lessons where students investigate scientific concepts through experiments, how knowledge is acquired, reflect on ethical implications of technological innovations, and consider the nature of reality behind the scientific explanations. Which statement best describes the relationship among the three philosophical branches involved? Again, the three philosophical branches that we've been looking at ay ang metaphysics, ang epistemology, at ang axiology. Correct answer here is metaphysics, determining teaching strategy, epistemology, explaining how knowledge is acquired, axiology determines the structure of scientific experiments, while metaphysics evaluate knowledge sources. Correct answer for number 27I. There you go. Ang tamang sagot po ay letter B. No? Epistemology explains how knowledge is acquired, while axiology evaluates its value. And on the other hand, metaphysics examines the nature of reality behind it. Metaphysics, reality. Epistemology, knowledge. Axiology, evaluation of values. For item 27, correct answer here is letter B. Moving on to item number 28. A teacher in multicultural classroom notices that students greet elders differently. Some say po and opo, others bow, while some simply say hello. Instead of correcting them to follow only one way, the teacher explains that these practices reflect the traditions and values learned from their families and community. Which concept of culture best explains the teacher's perspective? A. Culture refers to artistic expressions like music and dance. B. Culture is the shared and learned patterns of behavior passed from one generation to another. C. Culture is determined mainly by biological inheritance. D. Culture is highly related to the historical achievements of a society. Go. Correct answer for item number 28 is, yan. Maganda ito, no, na topic, yung ating culture, no? So alin diyan yung tama yung pagkabigay ng concept? It's letter B, no? Culture is the shared and learned patterns of behavior passed from one generation to another. It's not primarily related to biological inheritance, no? Hindi yan. So the best answer, correct answer here is letter B, boy. We go to item number 29. The social studies teacher asked learners to examine how traditional practices such as festivals, architecture, language, and family values have changed over time, but still remain meaningful to the community. Which characteristic of culture is best illustrated in this classroom activity? A. Culture is static and resistant to change. B. Culture is continuous and cumulative while adapting to new conditions. C. Culture exists in material objects like buildings and tools. Or D. Culture is purely individual rather than collective. Go. Correct answer here is, for item number 29, letter B. Alright? Yung mga keywords po natin, yung si teacher asking learners to examine how traditional practices such as festivals, architecture, have changed over time, but still remain meaningful to the community. Napakaganda ng discussion na yan. So anong ibig sabihin yan about culture? It's letter B, no? That culture is continuous and cumulative while adapting to new conditions. Okay? Finally, we go to item number 30. During a discussion about cultural diversity, a student claims that the culture simply refers to being refined and having good manners. The teacher clarifies that while etiquette is part of culture, sociologists define culture in a broader way. Which explanation best reflects the sociological meaning of culture? A. Culture refers to the higher artistic achievements of a society. B. Culture is the sum total of a group's way of life, including beliefs, values, norms, knowledge, and material objects. C. Culture refers to entertainment events like cultural shows. Or D. Culture refers mainly to an individual's level of education. Go. Our answer for question number 30 is, yan, letter B. Na culture is a sum total of a group's way of life, including beliefs, values, norms, knowledge, and material objects. Yan, no? So I hope that with these 30 items, ang nakuha mo dapat dyan ay perfect. Yan, hindi naman. But of course, safe number natin dyan ay nasa 25, 26. So if you were able to answer 25 items, 26 items correctly, that would be a good number. So, pag nakuha mo naman ay medyo lower than that, so kailangan pa rin ng magbasa at kailangan mag-additional ng inputs tayo. Alright? Again, maraming salamat po. Good luck po sa inyong lahat, future licensed professional teachers. And thank you very much for trusting your PTech Training Center. Ako po si Sir Willie at nagsasabi po sa inyo ng good luck and may God bless you all na nagre-review sa inyong upcoming examination. Sana po ay nakatulong ang ating material at i-share na rin po natin, no? Para sa ating mga kasamahan. No? Baka marami pa tayong mabigyan ng assistance. Maraming salamat muli sa inyo pong tutok sa lahat po ng mga videos dito sa ating PTech YouTube channel, and this is a combination po ng LET at saka ng NASH. Kasi this video is intended for the licensure examination for teachers. Maraming salamat mga kapitek, and see you sa susunod po na video. Ako po si Sir Willie at magandang araw.